Now we are going to study velocity time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. We have the equation for velocity as a v equals v0 plus at or vt equals v0 plus at. This equation can be written in the form v is equal to at plus v0. This equation is comparable with the y is equal to mx plus c. This is the equation of a straight line having a slope m and y-intercept c. Comparing these two, we see that the quantity A is equal to m. That means the acceleration will be equal to the slope of a velocity time graph. That equation നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ഐഡിയയാണ്. And also we see that the graph between t and v will be a straight line graph having a positive slope if A is positive like this and having a negative slope if A is negative like this. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വരച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് വെലോസിറ്റി ടൈം ഗ്രാഫ് ആണ്. This is drawn by finding the velocities of the particle at different instants of time. Time is plotted on the x-axis and the velocity is plotted on the y-axis, and we get the graph like this. Now we consider two instants of time t1 and t2. Corresponding to these two instances, A and B are points on the graph, and the corresponding velocities will be v1 and v2 respectively. Now let us find the acceleration. A is equal to, we know that acceleration equals a change of velocity. That means the final velocity v2 minus initial velocity v1 and the final instant divided by the final instant minus the initial instant. So v2 minus v1, A is equal to v2 minus v1, that means change of velocity divided by t2 minus t1, the time taken. What is the graphical meaning of this value? From the figure we see that v2 minus v1 means b dash b minus a dash a. B dash b minus a dash a means b dash b minus b dash c, or it is equal to bc. So we can write this is equal to bc and divided by t2 minus t1 means ob dash minus oa dash. That means it is a dash b dash or it is ac. So this divided by ac. This is equal to tangent of the angle theta. Tan theta. Tan theta is the slope of the straight line graph. That means we have proved that the slope of velocity time graph gives the acceleration of the particle. Acceleration is equal to slope of velocity time graph. And also we know that the area under the velocity time graph, that means a dash b dash b gives the displacement during the interval t2 minus t1. This area is displacement. Now in this case, if the acceleration is negative, the graph will be a straight line having a negative slope like this. Velocity decreases gradually with the increase of time. So we have studied two things. First thing is that the velocity time graph in the case of uniformly accelerated motion will be a straight line having a positive slope, and then the slope of velocity time graph gives the acceleration of the particle. In the case of negative acceleration, the velocity time graph will be a straight line having a negative slope like this. And also the area under velocity time graph gives the displacement. That means here the displacement during the interval t2 minus t1 is given by the area a dash b dash b. Okay. Now we are going to derive the position time relation from Vt graph. This is the velocity time graph. Graph obtained by plotting time along the x-axis and velocity along the y-axis in the case of a uniformly accelerated motion. But for uniformly accelerated motion, we have the relation of velocity as v equals v0 plus at. So in other words, this graph is the graph of the equation v is equal to v0 plus at. Now we know that the displacement of the particle is given by the area and the velocity time graph. Here the time from 0 to t corresponds to the portion AB of the graph. So the displacement of the particle during the interval from 0 to t is given by the area OABD. That means the displacement of the particle is given by S equals area OABD, and this area can be written as the sum of the areas of the triangle, area of triangle ABC plus area of rectangle OACD. This is equal to area of the triangle is half base AC into altitude CB plus area of the rectangle is OA into OD. But AC means the time interval T, therefore half into T into CB means V minus V0. So V minus V0 plus OA means V0 and OD is again T. Now from this relation, say this be equation 1, from equation 1 we see that V minus V0 equals AT. That means half T into AT plus V0 T, or it is equal to half AT square plus V0 T. Thus we obtain S equals V0 T plus half AT square. Thus we obtained the relation between position and time using the velocity time graph as the area and the velocity time graph. Okay. Now we will discuss the motion under acceleration due to gravity. If you drop an object, it falls under gravity due to the acceleration produced by attraction of Earth, and that acceleration is called the acceleration due to gravity. It is uniform at a place. Acceleration due to gravity is uniform at a place. It is in the downward direction. It changes from place to place on the surface of Earth. It will be maximum at the poles and the minimum at the equator. But its value is approximately taken to be 9.8 meter per second square. Small g represents the magnitude of acceleration due to gravity. It is nearly taken to be 9.8 meter per second square. Actually, it varies from place to place. It is maximum at the poles and the minimum at the equator. At a place, it is said to be uniform. It is considered to be uniform at a particular place. In the case of objects moving under gravity, we take the acceleration of the object to be A equals minus G. At a place, if we consider the motion of a particle, we can take the acceleration of the particle to be A is equal to minus G if the object is moving upward, object is moving downward, and if it moves up and then comes down. In all these cases, we consider A as a minus G. അത് താഴത്തേക്ക് മാത്രം വീഴുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പോസിറ്റീവായിട്ട് എടുക്കാം, മുകളിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ നെഗറ്റീവായിട്ട് എടുക്കാം, മുകളിലേക്കും താഴത്തേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ അത് നെഗറ്റീവായിട്ട് എടുക്കാം. എങ്കിലും താഴത്തേക്ക് വീഴുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പോസിറ്റീവായിട്ട് എടുക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ നല്ലത്, കൂടുതൽ കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് കിട്ടുന്നത് അത് നെഗറ്റീവായിട്ട് എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെയാണ്. കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഒരു ഫ്രെയിം ഓഫ് റെഫറൻസിലാണ് നമ്മൾ മോഷൻ ഓഫ് എ ബോഡി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആ ഫ്രെയിം ഓഫ് റെഫറൻസ് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് കാർട്ടീഷ്യൻ കോർഡിനേറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം തന്നെ നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, ഗ്രാവിറ്റേഷൻ ഫീൽഡിൽ ഒരു പാർട്ടിക്കിൾ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ മോഷൻ കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് വിശകലനം ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കേണ്ട രീതി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എല്ലാ കേസിലും ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് മോഷൻ ആണെങ്കിലും, താഴത്തേക്ക് മാത്രം മൂവ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിലും മുകളിലേക്ക് മാത്രം പോവുകയാണെങ്കിലും മുകളിലേക്കും താഴത്തേക്ക് ഒരുമിച്ച് പരിഗണിച്ചാലും എല്ലാ കേസിലും കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് ആക്സിലറേഷൻ ഡയറക്ഷൻ താഴത്തേക്ക് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് നെഗറ്റീവ് സൈനോട് കൂടി തന്നെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യണം. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് -g എന്ന് എടുക്കുന്നതാണ് കൂടുതൽ ഉചിതം. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആ കേസിൽ ഇഫ് an object or a particle moves under gravity, then in all types of motions we have to take acceleration of the particle as a -g, where g is approximately equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Then we can use all the equations of motion. That means v equals v0 plus at, then s equals v0 t plus half at square, and v square equals v0 square plus 2as. We can take all these equations and take a is equal to -g in every case. All the vector quantities in the downward direction will be taken as a negative and in the upward direction will be taken as a positive. So ഇവിടെ വെക്ടർ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റീസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആക്സലറേഷൻ വെക്ടർ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ആണ്, വെലോസിറ്റി വെക്ടർ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ആണ്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ്മെന്റ് വെക്ടർ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് അപ്വേർഡ് വെലോസിറ്റീസ് എല്ലാം പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കണം, അതുപോലെ ഡൗൺവേർഡ് വെലോസിറ്റി എല്ലാം നെഗറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കണം. ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ്മെന്റ് അപ്വേർഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിരിക്കും, ഡൗൺവേർഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നെഗറ്റീവ് ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ അതാണ് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ടത്. പ്രോബ്ലം ചെയ്യുന്നതിലൂടെ നമുക്കത് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചെയ്യാം. A ball is thrown up from a multi-story building with a velocity 20 meter per second. Then how high will the ball rise and how much time will it take to reach the ground if the height of the building is 25.0 meter? ഈ പ്രോബ്ലം നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും നോക്കാം. When we consider the upward motion only, we can write the initial velocity v0 equals 20 meter per second. Then at the highest point velocity reduces to 0, so v equals 0, and here acceleration due to gravity is approximately going to be 10. That means a is equal to -g, or it is equal to -10 meter per second square. Then we have to find the height smallest up to which the ball rises. So we have to find h equals it is the difference between the final position, that is y, and the initial position, that is y0. ഇതിന്റെ പൊസിഷൻ ഈ കാണുന്ന പൊസിഷൻ y ആണ്, ഇത് y0 ആണ്. സോ y - y0 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ ഒരു വാല്യൂ അതാണ് h ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക. സോ വി ഹാവ് ദ റിലേഷൻ v square equals v0 square plus 2as, where a is equal to -g, and we can write v1 0 square equals v0 square means 20 square plus 2 into -10 into h എന്ന് എടുക്കാം. h ന്റെ വാല്യൂ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചാൽ മതി. that means y - y0 തന്നെ. So we get this can be taken to this side. Therefore 20h equals 20 square, or h is equal to 20 meter. We get h, that means the height up to which the ball reaches is 20 meter from the top of the multi-story building. ഇനി ഇതിന്റെ അടുത്ത ഭാഗം നോക്കാം. ഇത് ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ എത്തുന്ന ഏത് സമയത്താണ് എന്നാണ് അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. So we can consider the upward and downward motion together. In that case, the velocity v0, which is in the upward direction, can be taken as 20 meter per second itself. Then acceleration is equal to -g equals -10 meter per second square. When it reaches the ground, let y be the final position coordinate. The origin is at this point considered to be on the ground. Therefore, the final position coordinate y can be taken as 0, and the initial position coordinate y0 is at the height 25 meter, therefore y0 is equal to 25. Now we have the relation S equals that means y minus y0 equals v0 t plus half at square. That means this is 0 minus 25 equals v0 t means 20 t, then plus half into minus 10 t square. So we get minus 25 equals 20 t minus 5 t square. Dividing throughout with 5 we get minus 5 equals 4t minus t square, or we get t square minus 4t minus 5 equals 0. We can factorize this as a t minus 5 into t plus 1 equals 0, or we get t is equal to 5 and t equals minus 1. Since the time cannot be negative, the time taken by the ball to reach the ground will be t equals 5 seconds. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the motion of an object under free fall, neglecting air resistance. Here we consider that an object is released from a certain point. At the time when the object is released, its velocity is v0 equals 0, and after some time, say after t seconds, it acquires a velocity v, and the position coordinate will be y. The point from which the object is released is taken to be the origin of coordinates. So it moves in the downward direction of the y axis. We have the relation, the acceleration of the object is equal to, that means a is equal to minus g. That means minus 9.8 meter per second square. So if you draw the acceleration time graph for the freely falling object, we will get a graph like this. That means the acceleration remains the same, equal to minus 9.8 meter per second square. That is a straight line parallel to the time axis, and it will be below the time axis. This is minus 10, just above minus 10, minus 9.8 is taken. This is the graph. Now, in order to draw the velocity time graph of the object, we can consider the relation v is equal to v0 plus at. This can be written as 0, v0 means 0, and minus g into t. V is equal to minus g, so this is equal to minus 9.8 t. This expression is of the form, this is of the form y equals mx. We will study that this is the equation of a straight line passing through the origin having a slope m. So compare these two. Instead of t, here it is x, and instead of v, it is y. That means when time is taken along the x axis and v is taken along the y axis, we get the velocity time graph passing through the origin. Comparing these two, we see that m equals minus 9.8. That means the velocity time graph in the case of a freely falling body will be a straight line having a negative slope. This is the straight line graph. This is of the form y is equal to mx. Now we can draw the position time graph using the equation s equals, that means y equals v0 t plus half at square. That means v0 0, therefore 0 plus half into minus g into t square, or it is minus 4.9. G means 9.8, therefore minus 4.9 t square. This is the equation for the position coordinate of the object. Y is equal to minus 4.9 t square, and the graph obtained will be like this. We know that y is equal to k square is the equation of a parabola. Y is equal to k square is the equation of parabola like this. This is the parabola. Y is equal to k square. If it is of the form y is equal to minus k square, then the parabola will be like this. It will be in the downward direction. This is in the upward direction when k is positive, when the constant is positive. Here the constant is minus k and the parabola will be in the downward direction. But instead of x, when we take time, then time will take only positive values, no negative value. Therefore, this part will be absent. This portion will be present in the case of relation. Which relation? Y is equal to minus 4.9 t square. The graph between time and y will be this graph. That means this portion of the parabola. Since time t takes only positive values, so we get the positive part of the parabola. This will be the parabola. This portion will be absent. Thus we can draw the acceleration time graph, velocity time graph, and the position time graph of the object dropped from a height. The velocity of the object, the variation of velocity with the distance can also be written as v square equals v0 square plus 2as. That means this is 0 square plus 2 into minus g into y, or it is minus 19.6 y. This will be the relation between the velocity and the position coordinate of the object as it falls under gravity. Okay.